Too bad.
What?
Oh.
Are we recording?
Yes.
Yeah.
What the f...
Why do you think we're making random sounds?
To test out the audio.
We have to be recording to test out the audio.
I suppose that is true. Well, anyway, this is the 7th?
Yeah, I think it is.
This is the 7th episode of the MD cast. And we have not recorded for about 2 weeks now. You guys won't be able to tell because we've been regularly uploading, but we can sure tell.
Oh boy.
Yeah, things sure feel awkward.
Real awkward. Sitting here awkward with the boys. Who are these awkward boys?
Hi, I'm Tyler. I apparently like to hit women, and I'm also a racist.
You could have let the joke die yourself, but I guess now you've
It's not
accepted
going
it.
to.
You didn't know that.
I did know that. You guys don't let jokes die. You guys are still on the fucking Harold and Kumar crap.
We did let that one go!
We
but-
did let the Harold and
No, you
Kumar
didn't.
one go. We also didn't talk about Klondike Bar either.
What the fuck?
Besides, we have moved on to the Milkman and Frankie Sinatra.
Frankie Sinatra.
I am Mr. Frankie Sinatra himself. It's me, Kyle.
I am the milkman.
And that's the Milkman Eric, because milk is delicious.
Tyler, why are you always disappointed in us? Why don't you look at me, brother?
Brother.
Oh yes, we are drinking Kraken and Coca-Cola today.
This is very clearly a Sioux.
Oh yes, the bottle has been mislabeled because it was a birthday gift from some of my degenerate friends, and they decided to put Sue from Monster Musume on the bottle.
It was pretty great.
I enjoyed it.
And he enjoyed the bottle, too. Ugh.
So, what have you gentlemen been up to, other than the things that I obviously know about?
Been a lot of sitting at home, a lot of doing absolutely nothing. Played some Splatoon with you.
Ah,
Me.
I've been really enjoying playing Minecraft lately.
Minecraft.
Since I'm playing with Ryan and Jordan.
on my Xbox!
No. PS4.
I can't believe it's finally here! Minecraft! On my Xbox!
Microsoft, thank you.
Ew. Thank you!
Thank you.
Well, I've just been working, other than the, I had a bit of an escapade today with my coworkers. We went out paintballing, which one of my friends graciously set up for everyone. It wasn't like something that the company did itself. We all just said, let's go out paintball. So we had a really fun time. Getting shot with paintballs doesn't hurt as much as I thought it would, but then again, I did get shot a lot because at the very end of the day, to improve morale among the workplace, me, one of my managers, and somebody that we all tend to pick on, we all decided to run a gauntlet, which we ran from one side of the field to the other without our guns and
With no gear, apparently.
with no gear other than our masks, and they just had everybody else line up on the other side and shoot the shit out of us.
It was a fucking firing squad, but with extra steps.
And it sounded like the nature cast with all the rain hitting off the tent. That's what it sounded like as I was running. And as soon as I stepped out of cover, it was just like completely pelted on like the entire right side of me, mainly my legs. But I had a really fun time. I actually did quite well. I was told by my team that I was the MVP because I didn't really get that many people out. I was mainly running and gunning, so I wasn't aiming at all. I was just
You should John Woo it. Just fucking dive.
I did dive, but that led to more problems.
Oh.
Max Payne shit, slow mo.
Hell yeah. I went and played every single objective, and I was the one that got basically all of them, winning every game but one for the entire team, so felt pretty good about that. But in the later part of the day, I went and I tried to do a power slide for cover, but I just fucking rammed my my fucking tailbone into a tree root.
No.
And it was one of those pains that, like, it hurts so bad that you're trying to laugh about it, but you just feel like you're gonna throw up because it hurts so bad.
No.
Kind of limping around trying to make it look like you aren't hurt. It was a good time.
Very good time. Sounds like it. We've had a few other good times going on. Recently, our occasional host on the show, Connor, has changed locations of habitants. So we went to visit him at his new house, and I was receiving snaps from our dear Eric on his way home, and he just had one where he says, "I forgot our bottle of booze in the cab."
Oh shit, we did!
Yeah, we did.
Oh, that guy probably had a fun night.
You got an
Probably.
extra
He
tip.
was like doing cocaine and hookers and shit in the back of that fucking cab.
Yeah, it was.
I forgot you put it in the trunk as well.
I didn't put it in the trunk. I just had it with me.
Oh right.
It was like it was at my feet, and then I just got up and left.
So long to Sailor Sherry. We hardly
Rest
knew
in
her.
peace.
That was a good night too.
Yeah.
Lots
That's
of
pretty
fun.
fun. I like the food. The food was actually good.
Yeah, roasted up some fucking pork and some sausage. And then another time, I'm fucking sitting there. I get texted by Eric, and he's like, "Hey, you want to play some? You want Sploot? Because that means you want to play some Splatoon. Because we like to do that occasionally." I say, "Okay." And we start talking, and he's like, "Yeah, I've been drinking with my coworkers since 2." And I'm like, "Oh." He's like,
it was
"Yeah."
like 6 then.
Yeah. And so he's drunk. He's getting more drunk as he's going. We're having a laugh about the milkman. Fucking... so many times.
What's that
fucking
show
died.
fucking called? Like, I don't even know what that's from.
What, the milkman is from?
Yeah.
That's from Psychonauts.
Psychonauts.
There was an entire chapter in Psychonauts of tall people in trench coats called the G-Men, and they were looking for someone called the Milkman. And at the end, you find the milkman, and he goes, "I am the milkman. My milk is delicious." And that one line fucking killed us the entire night. And I had other things I had to do there. I had to run around fucking town for some shit. And he said, he says to me, "Well, throw me a text when you get back home. I'll probably still be up." This was not true. I get back home at, I think, a reasonable time. I was back around 10, and it's like a Saturday or something. So I'm thinking, no, it was a Friday.
It was a Friday.
It was a Friday. But I was thinking, yeah, he's probably still up, maybe. And so I text him. I'm like, I'm back home if you want to do some Sploot. And about half an hour later, maybe, he messages me fucking, "I'm Guggen Sploot." And I'm like, "Oh, okay."
So, last night when you texted me, were you drunk?
Yes.
Very. And he
explains a lot.
fucking messaged. He never came online. We never got to actually do anything. So like, okay. And then the next morning he messaged me, "Sorry, I passed out when I sat down." Like, okay. I kind of figured you did.
Because after you left, some of my work buddies were messaging me, and I showed them a pic of the fucking 40. I had a 40.
And they dared you to drink it.
Yeah, they said, "You won't chug the whole thing, pussy." And I'm like, "I'm not a fucking pussy." So I chugged the whole thing, and I was like, "Woo!" for like a half hour, and then I just got really, really fucking sleepy.
God.
What are you drinking?
I finished the 40.
Oh, the 44. Good.
Yeah.
And before that, it was one of my coworkers' last days. So we went out to, I think it was just fucking Krabby's. We went out to Krabby's. I had like 4 mixed drinks a beer, and an Irish car bomb.
You had like 3 Irish car
Yeah,
bombs.
3 Irish car bombs.
What's an Irish car bomb?
It's Bailey's, whiskey, and Guinness.
Yeah.
Sounds like a fun time.
It's a proper Irish drink. And fun story about that night, because I was, because when I had to run out and do all the stuff, what I was doing was I was basically picking up groceries for my, my horribly immobilized grandparents, and so I picked those up, take them out to them, and I help my grandma put it all away. You know, stow it all away in the fridge. They have so many fucking eggs. I don't know how they get through that many eggs. But, we
Do
talked.
you remember when you took my egg?
That's another story.
You took my fucking egg.
My mom needed a single egg for her baking thing, and I was at over here at Eric's place, and she just texts me, "Hey, can you ask to borrow an egg, and we'll pay them back later for the egg?" Okay, so I just randomly ask him, "Hey, can I borrow an egg?" She says, "Okay," hands me an egg. I go home with a single egg, and I'm like, "Do you ever need like a new egg to pay for that egg?" He's like, "No."
I'll wait to cash that in when I need
Ooh,
it
your
most.
egg pass. But
Your mom's just gonna fly over here like a bird and fucking shit it out on my front porch.
Well, it's like one day you're just gonna be craving hard-boiled eggs. You just want one singular egg. So
One
you're
egg.
Call up, call like, "Hey, I need one egg."
hey, it's time to cash a favor.
I'll do it tomorrow when I'm fucking bedridden and distraught.
I'll bring you an egg. Oh, but on the fucking story, I helped her put away all the stuff, and here's the thing, right? My grandma is way more mobile than my grandpa is. My grandpa is just not fucking mobile at all. He's also a hassle to deal with. So we basically we stopped for a bit and we went home and we were like, we're gonna pick up some Chinese food on the way home. It's gonna be nice because we don't really ever do that.
It's gonna be nice.
It's gonna be nice. It wasn't nice. Spoiler alert.
Oh!
We leave and I get.
Did they put cockroach in food?
Yeah, absolutely.
What?
I get a text from my grandpa saying, "I spent 15 minutes trying to get out to the kitchen and you were already gone. I guess I'm not worth saying hi to." I'm like,
Go fuck yourself.
yeah. I'm sitting there like, I'm gonna make like a nice flowery response of why we didn't say anything, but honestly, you take too fucking long and we gotta get out before like fucking all the food places close. And so I send him back his flowery response and we go on our way. And so we know of this place called the Canton, because it's a pretty good Asian place. They do pickup stuff. So I look up the website and we had decided what we wanted. Ring them up. Hello? Hi. Is this the Canton? No.
No?
I'm like, excuse me? No. I'm like, okay. He's like, Vietnam restaurant. I'm like, what? No, it was like, he was like, Vietnamese restaurant. I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, I think I might have the wrong number. So I hang up, and I tell my mom this. She's like, what? We drive all the way over there and find that it's under new management. It's turned into something completely different, and it's not even open. So we go driving around. Eventually, we wind up going to a place actually called Vietnam Restaurant. Very good. Very nice people there, too.
Isn't that down Dundas?
Yes.
Yeah, is that place good?
Yeah, it is actually.
I've always wanted to go there, but it seems like one of those like very run-down restaurants that like no one would go into though.
It's pretty nice. The people who work there were pretty kind. I remember the one old dude. I think he worked in the kitchen because when we was like, yeah, very good food. He's like, thank you. Like, did you make it? Oh. But I remember he brought
says,
out,
no, I don't work here.
no, I don't work here. They brought out some, because we ordered some rolls, and he's like, you ever eat here before? And I'm like, no. And he's like, all right, I show you how to eat roll. And the thing is, it was two rolls.
He takes his pants off and shoves it up his ass.
It was 2 rolls and 2 just large lettuce leaves. So he's like, all right, puts plates in front of us, puts a lettuce leaf down, puts the roll on top of it, puts other leaves on top of that, says, you roll it, and you eat it. I'm like, okay. So we ate it. And it was pretty good. I got some chicken on some rice. It was pretty good. Had some vegetables. It was good.
Was it like...
What vegetables did it consist of?
It had broccoli,
Brog?
carrot.
Was it like cheap, expensive? Like, what would you say?
It was
Like mid-tier?
Let's
kind of
just
costly,
review
I
few
guess.
food for now.
I don't know. I think it was pretty average price.
Let's become review bra.
Yeah, review, bro. I rate this place a broken marriage out of 10.
Wait. Is that like a 2 or like a 1?
It's a good thing. She
It
was a
all
bitch.
depends.
Did the marriage end horribly, or was it on good terms?
Well, anyway, Vietnam restaurant, good place. They also make good shakes. I got a strawberry shake.
Interesting.
I don't know
I've never
why
heard
it's
of
so cheap.
a Korean or Vietnamese or Chinese restaurant that sells shakes.
They do. They had like one of the things on there was a durian shake,
Oh.
and I didn't want to try it because I wanted to enjoy myself, but I was so curious.
What is a durian shake?
A durian. Well,
Do you-
it's obviously a
do you
shake
not-
made of a durian.
Do you not know what the durian fruit is?
Oh, are those really fucking, like, waxy fruits?
No, the
They're-
fruit smells like absolute garbage, but if you actually eat it, it tastes good.
And they on the outside they're basically hard and very spiny.
Oh, those things.
Yeah, and when you cut them open, it's the inside is very like fleshy,
Yeah.
and they smell the high hell.
You gotta like
Interesting.
scoop through it to actually find the fruit itself.
So it's like a pomegranate.
Kinda, yeah. Just
Kinda.
on a much bigger scale.
But yeah, they had those there. They had some other interesting fruits that I can't remember the name of that they could make a shake out of. Very
Probably like
interesting.
that fucking star fruit shit.
Possibly. Yeah, would
Star
go
fruit's
again.
Or is it passion fruit is what it's called?
Star fruit's also a thing, though.
Oh.
Yeah, both, but not the same. So yeah,
Dog, stop. Good.
Close
It doesn't do anything. If I close this door, it's still just going to go through.
it's not even an enclosed thing. It's just a little slidey door, with a hole in the wall right next to it.
Can we kill Izzy?
No,
Why not?
because my parents will be angry.
Can we
Because
kill
of,
them
an
too?
accident.
No, because then I go to prison.
Tyler, do it.
Okay, fair.
Why should I go to prison?
Bro, you go to prison and you dominate those those inmates.
Yeah, right.
Become Big T.
Big T.
Big Mac.
There's a callback.
Call back to the Big Mac.
Yes. Call Mac.
Okay. I need to get something off my chest, gentlemen.
Okay.
Shoot.
Don't take off your shirt.
No.
That's my job.
So you both did that.
Yeah, Eric wanted to join me.
I think I have a fetish for short women.
Oh, that's normal.
Well, like, how short are we talking? Are we talking,
Like-
short realistic or short stacks?
Midna and Tristana.
What the fuck's that?
You uncultured swine!
You don't even want to fuck small blue people, Tyler.
An imp and a smurf, basically.
She's not a smurf. She's bigger than a smurf.
She's a
So, like, are
small
you into
blue.
midgets, or...
They aren't midgets per se.
They're just people that are small.
Are we
Like,
talking,
because
like, the
weird
4'11 range?
Shorter.
So, midgets.
Not
Or
quite
little people.
midgets or little people because they're stocky.
Well-
They have strange.
Have you seen...
They have strange biology. Not
They
those
really
ones.
do. I've
Yeah.
seen a fucking dwarf do, like, fucking handstand
It's
push-ups,
just
like,
like
solid 30 minutes.
An average normal human being, but like just shrunk down to that size.
So, like, 4'5" and stuff like that.
How tall is Midna?
She's probably like
Anything...
2'11", maybe.
Then you're talking about a little person.
A little person, but not stocky, and not with a 5 head.
That's just a little person either
One
way.
fuck
No,
imp.
no normal human with no disease is that small.
I know. That's why I like the R34 of it.
I will open up this Google Chrome and show you a midna.
I feel like it would be weird to smash a midget.
I mean, it probably...
Maybe.
Not per se a midget.
Okay, listen.
Midna.
Okay, now I know who she is.
Yes. That's a midna. Not that one. That one's tall and stupid. This one.
No, screw the tall one.
This one.
That's on Google? Hell yeah.
Bro, it's fucking Google. You actually expect it to be decent and safe
This is a
for
picture
kids.
of her gaping asshole.
Well, like,
Luckily,
that's
it's
strange.
not
Usually, like,
gaping.
when you search up a character like this, it's just normal shit on Google.
Have
No.
you ever tried to look up anything on Google Images, Tyler?
Yeah.
Apparently, there's a bug called a Tristanba.
Tristanba?
Tristanba. I tried to type in Tristana, but I got a B in there.
So you're like little people.
Sure.
There's no other fucking way.
No, they're just... It's just mainly specifically these two.
Yordle. Fucking
Okay, so you have actually no
probably
interest in
Poppy.
human beings, just...
No,
Well, was that not evident?
I do, I do
Oh,
not...
you just said you... Oh, I think I like little people. I was like, what?
If there were more of them like that, then I'd say yes.
It's possible.
Ain't them blue?
So you're just talking about little anime girls.
Yes,
Alright.
but not lollies.
When you say it like that,
But not lollies. That's illegal.
that's a lollegal.
That's illogical.
Lollilulelo.
Lalilulelu. Lululemon.
I mean, I like all sorts of sizes. It's just a matter of the time.
Giant, 40-foot tall.
All right. Some people are like,
Gorilla.
I want big GF who crush me with thighs. I'm like, okay, how about tall, lanky GF? All right, tall, lanky girl.
What?
Like, tall,
Are we talking
but-
about like those like typical girls you see in like animes specifically designed for girls?
Maybe, I don't know.
I want.
I'm just saying, like, because when people talk about like the size for like fetish shit, they're either like, you know, I like them shorter than me, or I like them. A lot of people say I want big ladies, and I like big ladies, and then by that they mean like they get just bigger all around, so they're either like muscle or they're fucking huge. And I'm like, I just want tall, slender.
I want average-sized, but make her hands 5 times bigger.
Make her hands.
Why the
feet.
fuck do you want our characters?
So that she can beat me to death.
Catch these hands?
She
No,
can't even
clap.
beat your meat at that point because her hands are too big. She's just there like this.
I want to see her go through life.
I want to be with you so I can see you struggle.
Making coffee in the morning. Knocking everything off tables.
She becomes a chef, but she's very bad at it.
They give her like a knife 5 times larger than an average one.
She fucking,
She's just wielding a fucking bust sword.
honestly.
Ideal.
Yes. Pretty based.
Pretty based, bro.
Bruv!
Brother!
I read this one manga recently called Monster Reviewers because I like Monster Girls. Monster
Yes.
Girls are
That wasn't
quite,
evident by now.
quite top tier in my opinion. But this book, it was more centered around comedy, which I really liked. It was funny
This was funny.
because I won't spoil too much of it for anyone that reads it, but there is a trap in the book.
Oh god.
And he's actually one of the main characters. But they go to a fairy place where like, because it's essentially a whorehouse reviewer, but it's strictly for like monster girls. So they go there, and then because they're fairies, they're so small. They say at the door, okay, you have to measure yourself at full length. And they're like, what? Why? Because we're fairies, man. Like
You could kill us.
You could kill us.
I've seen it on the internet.
Yeah, fairy, Tinkerbell can only take the tip, but she dies.
That'd be extreme as well. She's like 3 inches tall.
Probably.
I think maybe a 5. Give her benefit of the
I mean,
doubt.
I've never seen Tinkerbell in real life,
Oh man, I
I don't
wonder
think
why.
anyone has.
but they're like slightly larger fairies than that. They're like maybe doll sized. So they go there, and the one guy, the main guy, he whips his out and he says, "Oh, it's this is relatively big. You only have 2 options." And they're both like obese and like cannot fly. And then the half elf dude, he has like half of his options cut off. And then there's the halfling, like a hobbit. He has every single option open to him. And then it gets to the trap, and they say, "Nope, you have no options here. You're not allowed to be in here."
Damn.
Not decided whether to feel good or bad about that one.
Traps are gay.
Traps are gay.
Traps are gay. Which led to another funny scene, because there was like another Will of the Wisp one of those bars where like it's super bright, but like because it's so bright that if they went into a private room, it would be like too bright for anyone to see anything.
Oh.
So they just essentially have a giant orgy in the main opening area, except it's for some fucking anime reason. They have it so that, like, you know how light shines through when people are naked and it only covers up the naughty bits?
Yeah.
That happens, except you can see titty.
Hell
So-
yeah.
They're kind of getting into it, and the trap isn't really liking it too much because they don't really like being out in the public eye, and some of the other people didn't either. But some regulars started coming in, and they said, I really like this place. You get to see all of the options." So he grabs the trap's ass because he thought that it was a girl.
Oh no.
Oh
Dick go up butt.
And then like, you are not allowed to touch the other patrons.
Denied.
And at the end, it's funny because they have it where there's like a little board that's like reviewing all the scores that the bars get, and or the whorehouses get, and everyone's like, yeah, maybe about a 6, an 8, open atmosphere, and then the trap was flat out 0, and it said, "I do not like being violated by other men."
I do not appreciate that.
You figured out trap would.
Nah, you see, he's not that kind of girl. Or a girl at all. Fuck, man.
Traps are gay.
Traps are big gay. Do you have any funny trap stories?
I guess I got one.
Oh no.
Everyone should know about like the ye old MVD kind of dances. If you remember those like back in like grade 8, grade 9.
Oh, yeah.
Like always held at Centennial Hall.
I am not familiar with these, but
Seriously?
elaborate.
Basically, it was a slutty dance for girls and guys to go at the good old age of 13 to 14.
I've never been to one.
I've been to a couple because my friend would go and like he likes to start fights, so I'd always be there to like back him up in
I
case.
can't imagine a bunch of fucking 13-year-olds doing this.
Honestly, it was fucking disgusting.
Disgusting.
But like one of the nights I went, it was like
Me and the boys getting tipsy sipping Coca-Cola.
But yeah, one of the nights it was very packed, and we're in the basement, so like we're like fucking a herd of cow, basically.
Do these things still go on?
Maybe, not completely sure.
They turned it into Jack's.
Or that frog place or whatever.
The barking frog.
To go on. One night I was just passing through looking for my friend, and the guy legit, as he's walking by with his fucking girlfriend or something, he fucking straight up grabs my man boobs and proceeds to walk away. I was so fucking pissed. I was like, what the fuck just happened?
Bro, you got that sex appeal.
You got
Here's
that
the-
badonkadonk.
Here's the worst part. As I'm walking by, like, trying to look for the guy, because I would recognize his face, a girl tries to dance up on me. I was like, I don't want to fucking deal with this right now. So I was like, hey, lady.
You picked her up and you strangled her on the spot.
I was like, hey, lady, I don't want to deal with this right now, so I pushed her away. The look on her face.
You grabbed her by the hair and threw her over the bar.
You know what's funny?
What?
You know the girl that I did it to.
Oh. Kyle, blur it out. But who?
Oh no!
Oh god! I swear to God.
No fucking way.
Oh
If it's the
God.
if it's the person, if it's the lady I think it is, yeah, it was.
Named her son after you.
In memory of that day.
That's
Yes.
Yes, stop saying your name. It makes my job harder.
fuck you.
Wow. Okay.
I think it was her.
This also reminds me of a fun time when I was walking home back in high school, and there's some lady in front of us. He was walking with some other dude, probably her boyfriend. I don't know, but she's of course wearing a yoga pants. She's got a fat ass.
Okay.
And
I'm interested.
Nice
Me and Connor are kind of a distance behind her, and I remember just like a slight notes like, yes, fine. And some guy's walking the other direction. He walks past them, and as he goes past us, he leans into me and says, "I'll give you $20. Smack that ass."
Did you do it?
No,
Why not?
because I wasn't about to go up and smack some lady's ass on the way home from school.
That's easy $20.
Were you under 18?
Yes.
You won't be doing any time.
That's true.
You're fine.
Opportunity missed. But I also, on the trap thing, I remember fucking with a friend sitting around, and I had come into the. This was Connor actually. I was on the main campus for an exam, and I remember Connor was like, "Oh yeah, come to the fucking cafeteria, have lunch with us since you're here around that time." I'm like, okay, so I do, and I come over, and he's with a friend who was in his course, and this person has a unisex name, so their name can be either for a male or female, and we're just sitting there talking, and then after they leave, he looks at me and says, "So what do you think?" "What do you mean? Is that a man or a woman?" I'm like, I'm sitting there like, I don't fucking know. And he's like, "I don't know either. I've been talking to them for like months."
Your trap senses are low.
Weak trap sense.
They're probably stronger now. Me
I
and
doubt
Kyle
it.
got trapped really bad by one manga. Mainly me.
Oh, which
Because
one did you get trapped
It
by?
was the Nurse Hitomi's fucking monster shit.
Was this
Monster
the one
nurse.
like you showed me? I was like instantly, yeah, that's a trap.
No, not that one.
Oh,
It was like it went through an entire chapter of like introducing all these cute characters.
Oh, was this the maid scene?
Yes.
Maid one? Ooh.
It was
oh, you showed me this one.
it was a bunch of it was essentially a maid cafe, and it was like it introduced like a lot of characters that looked like they were like really cute and shit, kind of standard, and then it gets all the way through the chapter, and I just kind of subtly see on the window it's the male sex symbol, and it says "male maid cafe," and I was like,
Bro,
Mid jerk while reading this fucking manga. Then reads that.
it's also like fucking.
I had to find the nearest butter knife and fucking
brand myself for shame. But fucking, it's like fucking, it's like Made in Abyss. So there's a character in Made in Abyss, and they never outright say it.
It's
But
more apparent in the anime.
is
That's
it?
the only reason that I found out.
Well, and here's the thing: in later volumes, they actually hint at it a lot more, but they still never outright say it.
Yeah,
But there's a character
yeah,
in
in
Made in Abyss.
one of the latest ones.
There's a character in Made in Abyss that is a trap, but you don't know that. And there's scenes where him, I guess, and the male main character are kind of talking, and you don't hear their conversation, but the hint is that she understands some of the whole bullshit going down with him, because he's basically like, there's a lot of real sexual jokes in that, which is creepy if you think too hard about it, because they're children, but don't think about it.
Alright.
Made in Abyss has already gotten a lot of shit for that, trust me, we don't need to add any more to that one. But there was another scene later on where a character's like, "Oh shit, is that you? But, like, why?"
Why are you dressing like this?
Why are you like this? But, fuck, there was another one that I had read, I'm like, oh, this one looks cute. It's about a bunch of characters, and it's kind of like a...
You told me about this one.
Yeah, it was about a family kind of situation. To be fair, there's an angel librarian character in that.
I mean, it doesn't matter with this one because it isn't sexualized.
Yeah, that is true. Because it's like a family-based thing. It's called Little Devils or whatever. But it's basically, your story of the hero who kills the Demon King, but then his body parts split apart and they all become basically little demon children, and he raises them under the supervision of a god. And I found out after reading it that all of them, despite all looking female, are all men. And it's funny because you realize after reading it that the theme is all the demons are dudes and all the angels are women. So God is a woman and all her servants and shit are women, but all the demons are dudes. And it's like, it's not sexual, and I was not looking for anything sexual from it, because obviously it's a wholesome kind of thing, but I still felt deceived. And I was like...
If this was any other manga, I would be angry.
If this were something else, I would be very angry. But no, it was just one of those times where you gotta sit there and say, I've been duped.
Just gotta accept it.
Yeah. We accept our faults. So Tyler, got any more trap stories?
Did you notice bulge? Did you say ooh?
Did you say ooh? Did you wear your hat?
Tyler has a hat that says OWO on it.
Yeah, on the back it says, "What's this?"
I spent $80 on that hat.
And you don't wear it anymore. Why?
'Cause it's too fucking small.
Well, your head's too big.
I'll take it.
Even back when I got it, it was too small. They didn't have any snapbacks I could use. So I was like, oh fuck, I'll just deal with this.
Nah, fog.
I remember, I think it was our broadcasting teacher, old one,
Big
who
man,
asked
cool
about
man.
it. He's like, ooh, what's this?
Did you grab
Or he didn't say ooh, he was like, OWO, what's this? What's that supposed to be? I was like,
Did you grab his bulge?
no.
Did you say, "Here comes the knot"?
I was so stunned. I'm pretty sure Kyle was right beside me laughing like, oh no. Oh, notice.
No. Oh.
I told him, like, yeah, it's just some internet joke. He's like, ah, okay.
You did you? You just like, oh yeah.
He's gonna look it up after.
Well,
You turned him into a furry!
What have you done?
I didn't get any weird looks from him. He's like, he probably just accepted, like, oh yeah, of course this fucking guy gets a hat like that.
Of course it's a meme, you dip.
It's a meme, you dip. I wonder where that kid is now.
I don't know. You ever think about whatever happened to the kid? The wouldn't you like to know, weather boy kid?
He's out doing fucking coke.
Who? There's a video.
Wouldn't you like to know, weather boy?
It's just a video of because it was from a news cast or something where a dude's like live on scene or whatever, and he's around the shop, and there's a kid just outside the shop doing his own thing, and so he walks up to the kid and he's like, asks him about the story or asks him about whatever. And so the kid just, like, vaguely looks at him and goes, "Wouldn't you like to know, weather boy?" And then just walks away. And so the fucking reporter just looks at the camera and goes, "Well, that boy is quite rude." He just says something along those lines. Oh, it's great.
I think about that with the I Like Turtles kid, too.
Yeah. Or the crackhead kid.
Yeah! He's right here.
Eric, we have to do that one day. Have Eric reenact that.
Oh no.
Yeah. Ooh, brother is bringing out schnapps.
Yes, I have strawberry schnapps, and no one likes to drink it because strawberry is a cursed flavor.
No, not that.
It's just snot. That flavor, or not that kind of schnapps, is a curse.
Schnapps is schnapps.
We will get your schnapp on
I
them.
guess for trap stories, I could explain my first time ever having sex.
You already did, though. That was the first episode.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure?
you had sex with a trap. You grabbed her by your dick.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
fucking jerked her off.
I can add on to it now. Fucking the after day, like the day after.
She sprayed shit in my eyes.
No, we went over to a friend's place. She had to pick up some stuff, and apparently, like when you're transitioning, they give you like a rubber dick, like to get used to like the bulge in your pants. It was not nice.
Did you put it in your ass?
No, she showed me. I was like, "What the fuck's this? What is this for?" She's like, "Oh yeah, I put it in my pants to get used to the bulge in the pants." I was like, "Why does it look like an 80-year-old dick?" 'Cause it looked wrinkly as shit. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
Did they really give you a fucking a synthetic bulge?
I didn't
Exactly,
know. I
yeah.
didn't know they give. I didn't know they would give you those things. But I know when you're transitioning to a woman, you can get synthetic breasts. That you just wear.
But yeah, it's pretty fucked. I didn't want to touch it. I was like, "Nah, I ain't about that life."
I actually have a story about one of those, but I don't want to tell it on the podcast.
Tell it.
Ugh, I don't want to.
I've told plenty of awful stories. It's your turn.
You want to flip for it?
I mean,
Or you
I
guys
can
just
tell
say
you.
it.
I can tell you after, but I don't want to say it
I
on.
want on the
Alright.
podcast.
No.
Let's flip for it.
No.
Flip for it.
No.
No,
You got a 50-50 chance.
that's too much.
We don't have to.
You will hear it. Worry not.
That's probably gonna taste fucking disgusting.
I guess we'll find out now.
That's
won't we?
lean.
It smells like strawberry though, so that's good.
Did I ever tell you guys about when I drank lean?
No.
It was
fuck is
I
lean?
remember the build up to this. How like for a solid week he was talking about wanting to try lean, and he would fucking go to like Shoppers Drug Mart or whatever to look for the stuff you needed. But then, go on.
because I'm a fucking idiot. Well, past me was an idiot, but present me is still one too.
Damn.
This was back when like lean was a really big thing, and like you'd see it in videos and everything all the time.
That's
so
pretty solid. I like that.
Try.
Yeah, sure.
so obviously I couldn't get my hands on actual codeine, so I just took fucking NyQuil, just a bottle of cherry NyQuil, got some Jolly Ranchers and
That's
some
pretty
Sprite.
Yeah.
I didn't know you're supposed to sip lean. So I chugged it and I was like, "Woo, that was kind of bad." And then,
Wouldn't your first thought be like, "Man, I shouldn't chug NyQuil"?
it's every day, bro.
Oh no.
So I chugged it and I was like, "Ugh, I feel sick." And then I think that was probably the closest I've ever come to dying.
Fucking Eric's asleep for the next week.
Because I slept for 14 hours and I couldn't get out of bed after either.
Oof.
Fucking NyQuil.
What else did you expect?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
I have only ever had NyQuil like twice in my life, and that's because I was sick, and I'm like, I can't afford to not sleep well, so I'm going to fucking drug myself.
Fucking NyQuil is one hell of a drug. I remember taking
It's
it.
useful.
I remember taking it one time where I could not sleep at all. And I had like a very bad cough as well. So I, because my dad's like, "Hey, you're a big man. Take double of what you actually need."
That's not how that do.
So I'm here. I took 2 shots of NyQuil. I was like, "Fuck."
I put 3 in that glass.
Yeah, you know what my mistake was? Going back to playing video games and keeping myself awake. So I felt like I was fucking high on a fucking cloud for a bit. Then I fell asleep playing games.
Fell asleep where I sat. Where I shit.
Right, shit.
You ever just, like, take some NyQuil and you're like, I will go to sleep, but now I need to shit.
So you fall asleep on toilet.
Luckily, never actually happened to me. But one time I was worried that was going to happen.
My dad falls asleep on the toilet sometimes. Not at home, but when he's at work.
That's taking the whole boss makes the dollar, I make a dime. Now I sleep on company time.
But he was telling me, yeah, like, it's honestly probably one of the worst things you can do at work. Not because of, like, negative reprimands from, like, your coworkers, but, like, because it's an angled seat.
Oh.
And it's
you
not...
just fucking fall forward.
Yeah. It happens like once a week there. People just fall asleep on the toilet and then they'll try and stand up and just fall back down or fall forwards because, like, your legs are, like, numb and fucking contorted because you're on a fucking toilet seat.
I hate those moments, like, you're just sitting on the toilet looking at memes on your phone for,
And
like, a
your
solid hour.
fucking legs go numb.
You stand up, you're like, oh, fuck.
Why are you spending a fucking hour on the toilet?
Mega dump.
No, my poo will last, like, maybe, like, 2-3 minutes.
But you get so distracted by fucking
But I'm just
memes.
on my fucking phone, like, watching TikToks for the next hour.
That's why I leave my phone out in, like, the living area. So that I don't get tempted to do that, and I'll make sure that I don't even bring a book or anything in there. I just take my shit and then I leave.
Feed not to temptation. I remember my fucking my grandpa. He was once he fucking in his bathroom. There's kind of a windowsill right next to the toilet, and just stacked on that windowsill is just endless Archie comics.
Hell yeah.
And because obviously he just reads them while he shit. But I remember one time he's like, "Oh yeah, we're selling our home, we're selling our belongings, anything, we're selling a lot of our shit. If you want anything, say now." And he really wanted us to take things, but we really don't want any of his shit. But one of the things is like, "You want some Archie comics?" I'm like, no, thank you.
Why not?
I don't want his shit comics.
Archie comics are the best.
No, you see, Tyler, they have been in a room that has been shit in multiple times.
That's a Century House. Fucking, and they're old people.
Those books probably stink of shit.
Bro, those books are older than I am.
That means they could be worth.
Not if they've been opened and, like, wafted shit into.
They need to be like mint. Let me tell you, my grandpa ain't a man who keeps things mint. I remember my
He keeps things shit.
my mom would always tell me about when she was young and obviously living with him. She would never let him look at her books because she liked to read, as a lot of people back then did. But she told me, it's like one time he's like, "Hey, can I look at that book?" Sure. Hands him the book. Instantly cracks the spine wide open.
Oh my god.
And she's like, "And that's the first and last time he ever borrowed a book from me."
My mom fucking stepped on my mangas.
Ugh, disgusting.
And, like, one time she got fucking drunk with my dad, and then they came downstairs to harass me when I was playing fucking PlayStation.
Wasn't I with you then? I was.
You
listening.
were.
I was just listening to his drunken parents, and he's like, "No!"
I love listening to some of the interactions with him and his mom.
It's weird when she's fucking drunk, because that's a lot of the interactions I hear when I'm talking to him online and his parents come in. It's either he's drunk or they're drunk, and so sometimes his mom will come in. He'll when it's his mother drunk, he'll be like, "No, go away from me! Don't touch that! That's my alcohol! Go away!" But then when he's drunk, she comes in, she starts asking questions. She's like, "I didn't mean them."
I didn't fucking know.
He just gives stupid fucking answers. Like, I remember we were talking in the chilled voice because he was drunk, and we have a bad habit of letting memes get a hold of us, so we were basically doing the chilled voice. Number 15, Burger King foot lettuce, and then for half of the night we were talking like that uncontrollably. And so his mom comes down and asks him a question. "I do not know." And she's like, "Why are you talking like that?" "Number 15, Burger King foot lettuce."
They start listing off a bunch of reasons.
No, I vaguely remember her, like, We were just being memes and shit, and like we got on the topic of races, and you were like, some races are like I think we were talking about the races of like Inkling and
Loomies
Octoling.
and Vimos.
And then I just blurted out, I hate all races that are not mine.
Your mom came down and she's like, "Are you being serious right now?" He's just like, "No, I was not being serious. I am playing a game about squids."
No, before I said that, I'm like, no, you are a racist. I am not racist. You are racist.
She kept coming down and it was hilarious.
You wouldn't leave me alone.
Some of the best moments, though, are when you just hear Eric scream in the background.
It was funny when he's
That's
like...
public domain on Facebook. My parents came down and they started beating the shit out of me when I was playing fucking Siege.
I remember fucking... I remember when he would walk away from the mic, but then you'd hear him yelling in the background in the chilled voice. Hold on, I need to do something. I need to go take a fat shit.
Did you hear me in the bathroom still laughing
Yes!
at myself?
I heard the door close and all I hear is, "I'm the milkman!"
What the
I want that put on my grave.
I am the milkman and my milk is delicious.
But if you ever want to see some good Eric memes, go to Kyle's Facebook and look at some of the videos he's posted.
Oh boy.
You'll get some good memes from there.
No doubt. Yeah, drunk Eric is a treat.
It's just a shame that regular him is a piece of shit.
He's also a treat, just a different kind.
Do you remember when I asked you to draw bottle hentai?
Yes.
That image is stuck in my head, and now I can never look at a water bottle the same.
It wasn't even a water bottle, it was like a glass bottle. But yeah, way back when, of course, I'm trying to figure out how to draw, and so I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm still like this. I'm like, throw any request at me you like, whatever. And sometimes I'd get various requests from... I'd get a lot of requests from Eric, because he was the only one who ever indulged me. But one time he's like, draw bottle hentai. I'm like, what? He's like, draw someone fucking a bottle. I'm like, okay, so I drew a bottle with a face. It got fucked.
That was so fucked.
It was
Yeah, what?
Kyle, I have another request. Draw Goatsy.
No. I have.
You have?
One time, we were waiting for our D&D thing to start. This was way back when it started, and we were sitting on the blank map waiting for people to join. And our DM Jordan, he's like, "Okay, you're an artist, right?" I'm like, "I guess you could call me that." It's a little extraneous, but sure. He says, "I want you to draw something on this board," and I'm sitting there like, oh, okay, I mean, what do you want to draw? And we get talking about whatever. He's like, you know what, draw me the most detailed Goatsy you can using whatever drawing program is in this website, because it was Roll20 and you can draw on the board. And so, and he's like, if you depending on how you do, I will give your character some free loot. I'm like, okay. So I spent the next while we were waiting for the rest of the players to get there, just drawing a Goatsy, and people started joining, and they're like, what?
What the fuck are you doing?
What is this? And I'm like, it's Goatsy, I'm getting loot.
Yeah, can't you believe it's almost been a year?
God, it fucking has.
I can't believe it's not real Goatsy.
I can't believe it's not real goat butter.
You know, I have a really bad habit of, like, referencing, like, I've never seen eel soup, or I've never seen fucking 2 Girls, 1 Cup. I've never seen Goatsy before. Anytime I say something like that, immediately I'll hop on 4chan to do a bit of fucking meme browsing, and then all of a sudden it's there.
What's Goatsy, though?
You see, we went over this before. It's the man who's bending forward and he's, like, tearing his own asshole open.
I regret asking.
Well, live with that regret. I remember there were multiple times.
At least
where,
you haven't seen it.
There were multiple times where fucking Discord servers I've been in have been raided, and a lot of goatsy there.
Damn, the 16th falls on a Monday, not Tuesday or Wednesday.
What's the 16th?
September 16th, Monday.
Why?
Well, what the fuck?
What?
Of course,
when we
the
started.
16th.
We started on September 16th?
Yeah. That's why I said it's almost been a year.
I'm surprised you actually knew that.
I checked Discord.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, really?
Well, damn, you cheated. Speaking of which, Comic-Con. Did you ever figure out when that is?
I haven't quite figured it out yet. I will probably do that tomorrow when I'll get tickets.
Yeah, just make sure you tell me. Because if it's on a weekend or a Friday, then I'm good.
Okay.
But
it's normally on a weekend. Most likely.
Most of the time it's been on a weekend. So I'm not too worried.
You gotta check out who's gonna be there and actually get the date where like
Who
the
gives
good
a
people are gonna
fuck
be there.
who's gonna be there?
We go there, we came, we saw, we wait for a really long time for commissions.
I don't care about celebrities.
I do.
Oh my, look at me.
I could have met
I gave
Kenny.
my sword to wrestler.
Look, man, I go there for the fucking artists and
I gave my
fun
sword
stuff.
to Kevin Nash. I gave my sword to the guy who fucking voiced the...
Did you walk up to him and say, "Hey, Kevin Nash, you got a nice gash"?
Oi, Kevin Nash, you got a decent fucking minge.
No, it was actually pretty nice talking to him. Pretty cool.
We bought lewds of fucking Gwen from the voice actor of Gwen.
It's pretty awkward.
Yeah.
I didn't want to have a picture taken, but she took my picture.
It was really weird because, for those of you who aren't aware, Gwen is the goth from Total Drama Island. If you don't know what that is, fucking figure it out yourself. But the voice actor was there. She's also a voice actor on another cartoon, 16.
16. She
Yes.
played the not goth one.
Yeah,
or the
brown-
lemon
brunette.
one. Yeah, the brunette.
Um,
One that worked at Sports Ball store.
Yeah, sports ball. But we go there, and she's there, and she's doing autographs. People are talking to her, and she's also selling like little just artworks of the characters she's been there, various things. And I look at them. One of them, which we bought, was a naked Gwen only covered by a guitar. It was actually a pretty good one, and that's why Eric bought it. But it's pretty awkward to buy those things from her. But then there's also other ones where it's like a bunch of characters from Total Drum Island as ponies from My Little Pony. And I'm just sitting there like, whose decision was it to put this here?
There's like a lot of other things you could have drawn. Like you could have drawn
Yeah.
more detailed art of all the characters.
Did we tell the story about the one person in the Bowser that we saw at Comic-Con?
We did not.
All right.
Oh my god.
One
I
of
told
the-
that to my coworkers.
One of the first times we were at Comic-Con, because mainly we go for the artists, as I had mentioned before.
We like to support the local art.
Yeah,
as
we
well
like
as
to
buying
support a
lewds.
lot of artists, but really we just go there because it's a lot of nice artwork there. But
Lewds.
obviously the way they do it there is they tend to have just a binder full of their different works, and you can flip through it to see just kind of what they do, and also you can find one you like and say, "Hey, do you got any copies of this?" And they say, "Yeah," and then they sell it to you. Well, we start looking through this one person's book because Eric is looking at people's arts to see who can do good commissions, and he's flipping through the book and he finds some Bowser, some gay Bowser hentai.
Yeah, wasn't it Bowser getting railed in the ass by Mario?
That or the other way around. I think
It was
flipped
one
around.
of the other ways.
But,
I kind of blocked it from my memory, but I looked at the artist and they were like, "Oh, you weren't supposed to see that."
Well, that's the funny thing, right? Because obviously they knew it was there because they had covered up the explicit parts. They'd covered up the big old dicks with post-it notes, just strategically placed. And he flips through and he notices it and he's like, "Ah, shit!" So he starts flipping through more of it. Flips through more of it. He starts speeding up the flipping because he wants to get through the gay porn. And she just says, "I mean, really, the rest of it is just that."
Just gives up.
And he just sits there. He's like, "Okay." So he flips back to the start, and he's like, "I don't know what to do."
I will not have my commission done here.
Was that not the one you got the Marina one from?
No, I got the Marina one from, I think it was the one beside it. Tad.
That's just some disrespect.
I mean, I didn't want Marina to come out with a fucking 14-foot Fudacock.
I mean, they were nice people, and obviously, you know, draw what you want and such, but that was a lot of Bowser hentai.
That was a lot of Bowser hentai.
Well, is this probably for those people, like, it was probably around the time Bowsette was the thing, wasn't
No,
it?
this
it
was
way
before.
that.
Oh.
Yeah, this was before that was even a thing. And I remember it because particularly after Bowsette was a thing was when we went to another Comic-Con where we actually, where he commissioned a
Boozette.
yeah,
Yeah, I
Boozette.
got someone to draw Boozette.
And I remember him explaining it to her. Or, no, to him.
It was the
a
guy.
dude.
The one that we've seen, like, fuck, every single time that we've gone.
Yeah, he is.
Him and
We
the
bought
other
porn
boy.
from him.
Our blessed boy.
Yeah, bless
Me
him.
and Kyle, we have this one guy there. Always there, every single time.
Without fail.
And he always does really good stuff. The first time I went, I had him draw a Predator from Alien vs. Predator for me. I can't remember the other ones that I did. Oh, the second one was IQ from Siege.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the last one was. It was Sue!
Yeah, he was
I had
the one
him
who draw
draw
Sue.
Sue.
And I remember I was sitting there like, oh shit. Because at this point I basically just taken out some physical money and that was what I was going to spend, you know. This is all I got, so when this is out, it's gone. And this guy's very talented, so he's pretty expensive. But I'm sitting there talking to Eric, it's like, oh man, I'm a little short, so I can't get a commission. He's like, oh, what were you going to commission? Well, I was going to get him to do Ozen the Immovable from Made in Abyss. And so he just looks at me and says, I'll foot that bill. Because I want to see it too. It was very nice. He's also a pretty good dude.
Yeah.
Fun man. But fuck, a lot of good stuff. A lot of good artists there. A lot of fun stuff.
I just wish that it was a bigger venue.
Yeah.
It's been getting bigger and bigger every year.
But not in the ways that I'd like it to.
The only bad experience we've had with artists over there is, aside from being accosted by a lot of Bowser porn, was there was one person does really nice artwork, sells a lot of really nice stuff, and sold versions of it that were like very large. They weren't fabric; they were a certain material, but they were the very big. wall
Oh
posters.
yeah, that one lady.
Yeah, from the last time we were there. And, you know, she's a nice lady, does her thing, but Eric, we bought some stuff from her, and the last one he wanted was apparently the one on display was the last one in stock. And I guess she said, you know, I'll certainly sell it to you. I won't sell it to anyone else, I'll sell it to you, but I want to keep it on display while I'm here to display the art.
It didn't really make sense to me that she did that.
It didn't
Because
because
if it's
obviously
not
if
in
it's sold
stock-
out, then don't put it on display because then people will want it. But it's like, so we basically had to sit around for a very long time.
Like, we were only
waiting.
going to be... It was a very... That wasn't the one that we normally go to. That was a much smaller venue
Yeah.
with a lot less stuff in it.
Well, there was some good stuff there. That's when I
There
got the
was
bust.
some good stuff there. I did buy a lot of art there. But,
That's also where we bought him his furry ears.
yes.
We bought Tyler
bought
fur
Tyler
ears.
fur ears, and we made him wear them for the whole day. It was pretty funny.
Vietnam flashbacks real quick.
We took some very funny pictures of him.
Yeah, but yeah.
We
she
ended
wanted
up
us to stick
staying
around.
there for like 6 hours longer than we wanted to be
Yeah, we just sat around and waited for
there. And
a
then there was
very
that
long time.
fucking knuckle-dragging, fucking mouth-breathing guy that wouldn't leave us alone.
Security guard?
Yeah.
He was fucking talking.
You guys
to
like
Tyler
Dragon
about
Ball
Dragon
Z?
Ball.
Yeah, because I was,
Yeah, your Dragon Ball wallet.
I thought it was also
You
because
started this.
I had the Dragon Ball keychain as well, because I bought that there. I
Maybe.
was putting it on.
It was you.
Either way, you triggered his Ultra Instinct, and he was like, Goku!
You just kept berating us.
Yeah, I imagine he was as bored as we were.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So you fucking found the chance, like, hey, I want to talk to you. Let's talk about Dragon Ball. It's like, okay, sure. Which fusion's better, Gogeta or Vegito?
Well, that depends on the question. And then they proceed to discuss the question for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It was longer than 10 minutes.
Yeah, well.
You
Short
couldn't
forms.
even fucking see me. I was like, bro, fucking go away. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
It was a long venue. And the thing is, they're always like that, because the thing is, right,
We always get commissions done.
we always get commissions, and the thing is, right, we get the commissions because they're on-site commissions.
Mm-hmm.
And we tell him what we want to do. He looks it up on his phone, says, "Is this what you want?" And we're like, "Yeah." And then they do it on site. And you can obviously get different layers of this stuff. Do you want a sketch? Do you want proper ink? Do you want shaded, or do you want full color, etc., etc. But that stuff takes a long time. And while a lot of these artists are actually very quick, they get a lot of them because they're at a fucking convention.
Which is why we always go relatively quickly over to them. We know exactly where we need to be to get them done. If
We
we're
go to the artist
getting
alley.
them from the usual suspects.
Yeah. And it's like, we fucking... But, of course, we get these things, and we get ideas later on, and we're like, I really want to see this, so we get it, and then we have to hang around for a while, and he's like, well, I'm still not done, come back in however much time, so we sit around, and then eventually we come back. I mean...
There was a problem, though. I remember one of you guys got a commission on the last one, but it took the guy way longer than he told us to. And we kept on going back like 4 or 5 times. He's like, oh yeah, not done yet, not done yet. Then when he's finally was done, it was like fucking 3-4 hours later.
I think that was the main dude we commissioned a lot.
Yeah.
Because he had his son there, so it might have had something to do with that. But
True.
I want them to start getting rid of that fucking wrestling ring.
It's just a way to promote local wrestling.
Why? Who fucking...
Some people
care.
do come for it. We saw a lot of people watching it, but
But
we
they were
there
just
for the fucking
bored.
seats.
But there's those kind of venues do have fans that legit go to the Comic-Con just for them. Because
So
that's
they
like
feel like they aren't... They don't bring in as much as some of the other things that they could have been bringing in. Like that, before that one that they had the wrestling ring at, they had it so that there was like an entire fucking... What is it called? Romping? Or,
LARPing?
LARPing.
Yeah.
They had a
would
LARPing thing set up.
They just had like foam weapons set out and some armor and stuff.
the fucking guy had a real sword. I was like, hey, stab me with that. He was like, nah, I'm sorry, I can't do that. That's rude. That was so
Although, I do respect those people who are able to just ham it up with a straight face.
This man was in full character as well, which was amazing.
It's really funny to see those guys.
But how much you want to bet that lady still probably sold that poster that she wasn't meant to sell to anyone as like a little fucking cash grab?
What do you mean?
Like she still offered it to other people, but like told them, hey, to come back later, and Eric was just the first one to appear.
Nah,
I don't think so. That kind of shit would probably come back and bite you real fast.
I'd fucking want my money back. Needless to say.
Yeah. Overall, Comic-Con is a fun... It's nice to be there and you can find some fun stuff, but the thing is, when I go to Comic-Con, I'm basically there for merchandise. I'm there to buy from artists, and I'm there to maybe find some interesting knickknacks.
I care not for celebrities and celebrity autographs.
The only
one that I got was Spenny from Kenny vs. Spenny, and he was kind of an asshole.
Well, that's just his character. That's just who he is.
Regardless.
But you know what sucked? The next day, I don't think we actually would have gone, but the next day, Kenny was there. I wanted to meet him so badly.
Kenny's definitely my favorite out of the two.
I remember at one time we went to go watch one thing, and the person who was supposed to be there wasn't able to show up, but they had the voice of one of the Eds from Ed, Edd and Eddy.
He also did Raphael.
Yeah, he did Raphael, one of the Ninja Turtles.
That guy was cool.
Yeah, he was a cool dude. It was.
But I wanted to see the other guy more because it was the voice actor for. It was Pinky from.
Pinky and the Brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to see him more because he does. He does a few more voices that I like. I just can't remember them right now.
Yeah, but I remember one time we had gone to one of these, and right in the middle setup was the stage where they were interviewing people. I remember one of the guys they had on was the dude who did the comics for Star Wars, and it is hilarious how fucking cynical this man is.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
he's basically He was actually pretty funny with a lot of
I
things he said.
fucking hate Batman.
Yeah, it was funny to listen to him, but at the same time, if you're a fan of this stuff, he would probably spit in your face, because he was the kind of dude. He's like, look, I'm gonna be honest. I think Star Wars is fucking stupid. People told me to draw the comics, so I drew the comics and I got paid. But honestly, Star Wars has nothing for me there, and I'm not really invested in it. And he was talking about things that, like, I hate this. Star Wars is all about this. I kind of hate that stuff. And he's talking about kind of what he thinks about comics and, some good comics he thinks about and what he makes some comics good. And he's like, and stuff I did, not that. Not at all. It was an interesting thing to listen to, but that's also because I'm not a fan of the comics.
My favorite part is when he called out the one member in the audience who was fucking recording on his tablet, and you can see him going like this and shit. And he was like, "Bro, what the fuck are you doing? I'm recording." What? I'm recording.
Yeah, he fucking called him out mid-discussion. He's like, you come out here, you pay your money to come see it, and you're rather than just fucking listen to me, you're gonna sit here waving your goddamn tablet around recording me. Like, what the fuck, dude?
I want to watch this later. Fuck you.
Fuck you, dude. Just listen now. You got no memory?
Alright, that's the thing, though. How many people actually go back and listen to those things after? Or how many, you'll see all these people taking videos of...
it's mostly just put it online.
Probably, yeah. You'll see all these people taking videos of fucking fireworks. And then you never go back and look at them.
Sometimes I'll take pictures of things and go back and look at them, but usually that's just funny memes.
I only do that with memes.
Yeah.
Do you have that one picture of the group photo we took when the guy held my sword?
I don't think so. I
If
might
it was
have
on
it
his
on
old
Facebook.
phone, it might be gone.
Yeah, if it's on my old phone, then it's not there anymore.
I want to cherish that picture. Also, the one I took with the female Jay and Silent Bob, they were fucking short. It was
Check my Facebook. It might be there.
I'll have to.
But yeah, Comic-Con is usually a fun ordeal.
I want to go to the Toronto one, but I also don't want to drive to Toronto.
It's a long way to go for a Comic-Con. That's the issue.
At that point...
It's a very big venue. The art is a little bit lacking in amount, though. As big of a venue as it is, there's hardly any.
But for Toronto Comic Cons, it's just one of those big city kind of deals. That's when they bring in the higher tier actors.
It's a lot more cosplay. And,
it's a lot more of the
autograph
stuff
signing.
people like, but I am not in it for that. I'm in it for the artists and the knickknacks. There are less artists and knickknacks. Because it's probably the same amount you'd get at any other Comic-Con. It's a bigger place, so
it doesn't seem
proportionally
like
it's less.
I feel like I'd rather go to Anime Expo, because I'm not gonna lie when I say I'll go to Comic-Cons and I'm pretty much only there for anime merch or some of the other lesser known things Hollow Knight and whatnot. Mm-hmm. That's mainly what I go to those ones for.
Do we have an Anime Expo? I think we have one in Toronto.
We do in Toronto. I'd like for one to be in London, but
London
what it is.
Won't be big enough for something like that, because Anime Expo is kind of a smaller venue compared to Comic-Con stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So they leave that for the bigger cities like Toronto and BC and stuff like that. Vancouver would
because
be a good example.
I'll go to Comic-Cons and it's a lot of the time it's the same thing every year, where it's the big trendy thing that year, and then Deadpool, Batman, and Star Wars. Those are the main focus points. And it's not that I don't like those things, it's just I've seen them so much that I've gotten tired of them.
I'd be down to go to an Anime Expo. But for us to go to Toronto, we would need to plan that in advance and stay for the weekend kind of deal.
I'm not driving there. I refuse to drive all the way to Toronto.
I'll
take a train.
A train or a Greyhound bus.
I don't want to attempt to drive in Toronto. Too many people there.
It's not a good idea.
It's absolute chaos. Honestly, on the times, because I go to Toronto fairly often, not very far, but I do. We always go by train. We never drive up there. We once took a Greyhound bus up there.
Not worth
it's
it.
It's still a pain in the ass. Honestly, you're better off with a train. Nice straight shot ride.
Mm-hmm.
You just chill for a bit. They got outlets there. Plug in your phone or some shit. Ride it out.
Your fucking vibrating pocket pussy.
Yes, absolutely.
Never leave home without it. Ever.
Just hangs out in your fucking pocket.
Well, I think we've gone on long enough.
An hour and
Perhaps.
16.
Yes. Except it's not going to be an hour and 16 because I'm going to have to cut this down. Oh, dissect it.
That one part I just said the woman's name over and over again. You just cut that out.
Cut the entire section. I'll just put fart sound effects over it. I'm going to sound clip that.
Yeah, please do. I was going to say just use that.
But anyway, thanks for listening to the MD cast on our great return that you didn't even notice. It is,
Fucks.
yeah, it has been your usuals, Kyle, Tyler, and Eric, and yeah, subscribe maybe. I don't know.
Subscribe for more subpar content until we
Subscribe
get
to
a
Simple Flips.
second microphone, and then it becomes bearable.
It becomes par content.
I still don't know how you're going to do the fucking dual mic setup.
We'll figure it out, maybe, or maybe we won't. Anyway,
Bye.
Bye bye.
Cut.